Welcome to UK Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, Yukai Kechidori.
Hi guys, welcome back to another special episode here on Yokai Business Show. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought about creating generational wealth? Well, if you have, you're in the right place because my guest today is going to show you how you can actually do that. Folasade has helped entrepreneurs and small business owners save over $25 million in lost revenue, tax assessment, penalties, and interest for over the last 12 months. Folasade has an interesting background. In fact, she grew up in an area that was predominantly African American community and saw firsthand how people struggle to create wealth. And in today's episode, she's going to show you how you too can create wealth for yourself and for the future generation. Folasade, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Now, you have an interesting background. For those who are yet to come across your work, they would love to hear how you started on this journey of helping entrepreneurs. Talk to us about your childhood when you were working with your dad.
Okay, so no, I ended up getting on this journey of entrepreneurship. I think it might honestly runs in the blood, to be honest with you, because my dad was self-employed. And so I had the exposure a bit earlier on than most people. But what it did was showed me that I really had options. I can go to school, get the degrees, but I don't have to go and work for anybody. So just being exposed to entrepreneurship early on allowed me to have multiple options. Now, when it came into me becoming an accountant, it was not only my father being an accountant that exposed me, but it was just the harsh economics that I endured and that my community was enduring at that point, which really allowed me to see that if we don't have control over our money, generations of welfare recipients, generations of failures to come. So at that point, I'm like, my dad said something to me very young. He said, Shade, in his African voice, Shade, Africans. He said, accountants, we run the world. I'm like, run the world? I'm like 13, 14. He like, accountants run the world. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, go check every CEO or CFO of the Fortune 500 companies are CPAs and accountants. He said, each president consult with an accountant. Economists consult with accountants. And I'm like, no. I didn't believe it. So, we didn't have Google then. So I went to school, went to our library, and he was right. Mostly every CFO, CEO had their CPA or already had an accounting background. Most of the wealthiest people in the world actually had accountants as their advisors. And at that point, I knew the only way that I can help my community was by me really learning the ins and outs of accounting. So at that point, I was head on after that.
And of course, you ended up working with him and saw him how he was doing things straight away.
Yes.
What was it like?
Thank you for listening to UK Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.ukbusinessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.